If I started boxing today, this is what I would advise. It's not the gym that will make you champion, it is your avatar. It is your temple, your body. A gym, to me, can be this size, can be that square. I stand there and then I start doing what I need to do. That is my terrain. I remember my promoter, Barry Hearn, calling me and telling me that I was having a fight on a particular date. I can remember being at one particular hotel, and when he told me, I was naked. When he told me, I put the phone down, I got up, naked, and started shadowboxing exactly where I was standing. The fight has started. As soon as I hear the date, the fight has started. If I delay a day and start tomorrow, or if I delay till I get to the gym, you already lost. Training looks like solitude. You know, if you have these friends next to you and you're going to do this type of thing together, you're not giving yourself the best chance of becoming a champion. If your friends are telling you about, hello, how you doing, guy? Okay, what happened yesterday? What happened? Nah. The gym, which is you, is not a place to be socializing. You have to be strict with self, or you have to be strict with your ego. If you're in a team sport, be the best you are supposed to be, so that you don't have to put weight on your teammates. When you do that, if the entire team does that, then you have a winning team. Your training regime must be one which is strict. Strict. If it's not strict, you're going to fail. Whatever your schedule is in terms of your training regime, the idea is as follows. Once you get through it, no matter how difficult and exhausting, when you get to your finish, even though you're going upstairs to the shower, even though you're drying yourself down, keep in your mind, the champion has to think as follows. If I had to go to war now, I'd be ready. Even if you couldn't, the idea, the mindset that this is what I would do, that bravado of spirit is good for you. Get your body ready. Raw eggs is, that's the food of champions. You don't believe me? Watch Rocky 1. That made sense to me. I did it. I won. I kept on winning. When it comes to the basics of boxing, the basics is the seemingly 6 punches that you have to master. And I would say master those punches first and foremost, rather than actually trying to mix them up into combinations. Master the jab, master the right hand, master the uppercut, master the left hook and right hook. Master them first. Then master your footwork. You do this on the bag and you do this in sparring. You do not do it in they call it hitting the mitts, pad work. You don't do it like that. Pad work is like skipping. You know, you're not going to be able to carry out what you're doing on the mitts when you're doing that exercise. You're not going to be able to carry it out in the ring. Your man is not going to be there for you like that. Okay, build strength in your shoulders and your arms by hitting heavy bags and wall bags. The wall bag that doesn't move, it tires you out in such a wonderful way. I mean, exhausts you, but this is what you need to actually compete at top level and win. So for me, in order to develop the perfect jab, Thomas Hearns, he had a jab like a piston, like one of these cannon guns. When it shot, pop, pow, pop, pow. So I can't do it here from where I'm sitting, but if you watch the way he jabs, replicate that thousands and thousands of times, in order to master it. When you've mastered it on the bag, or you've mastered it on the bag and in sparring, that's what you carry out in a fight. What you do in the gym is what you will do in a fight. You will not. You have all these ideas. You have a trainer, inexperienced trainers will say, okay, we want to do this and do that. Now we're in a situation here, I want you to put this punch. You can't do what you haven't done in the gym. You've got to do it in the gym first. You've got to do it in sparring first. To do something out in a real fight, what you haven't practiced, is madness. It's not going to happen. You have to do it in the gym first. If you've been cutting corners in your private life outside of the gym, it will show up in the ring. Conduct yourself correctly. Okay? Be well-mannered. If you're well-mannered outside of the ring, you will be well-mannered inside of the ring. If you are ill-behaved outside of the ring, you will be ill-behaved inside the ring. Even if you win, people are going to say, oh, well, just another fight. Be exceptional outside of the ring, and you will be exceptional inside the ring. Do things correctly, especially when no one's watching. That is called integrity. It'll make you a champion. And I'm not talking about they give you a belt. People will just say, this guy's a top guy. He's a stand-up guy. He's a champion. Who I would get to train me is anyone who can teach me the basics. Once I know the basics, I've got to leave that station. I've got to leave that person in my mind, in my spirit, and then go within. You have to go within, otherwise you're going to be relatively ordinary. Why would you actually listen to me train you when you can watch me do it in real time by watching videos? I can't explain it to you better than what you would see me effect it in a fight. So watch and copy, copy, copy. You know, if you're listening to a trainer to say, well, okay, my trainer said do it this way, the trainer is not better than Marvelous Marvin Hagler. Your trainer isn't better than Sugar Ray Leonard. Your trainer isn't better than Mike Tyson. Watch them. Take a little piece of them and duplicate what they have done. When you see the brilliance of them in real time, watching them in real fights, duplicate that. When you do that, and when you duplicate thousands of times, it will become your own. I spent 2 years in amateurs. It took me 2 years to learn, let's say, the basics, the what to do and what you shouldn't do. Then I went into the pros, so 26 fights. I had 7 losses and 19 wins. I knew enough to go pro. Fortunately, I was forced to go pro because I had to get $250 to pay a phone bill. I was using someone's phone that I shouldn't have been using, and they caught me. It was a school, Morris High School. They said, if you don't pay this bill, we're going to expel you. So that forced me to take my first professional fight, which was October the 3rd, 1985. I got the $250 and I paid that bill. I didn't get expelled, as I had been expelled I can't even tell you how many times, from the schools I was in when I was in Britain. So I say to you, turn pro after a year and a half, 2 years. You only need 25 fights, 20 fights in the amateurs. Having 200 fights is just, you're wasting time, okay? You're not looking to get trophies, you're looking to stamp your name on the world, because the world will watch you. Boxing is like no other. It's where the kings are built. Especially when you get to the pros, you must be fighting as much as you possibly can. Once a month is good. Okay, today you have these world champions, they fight twice a year. All this talk, fight. The more you fight, the better you become. You don't become better by actually taking 6 weeks off and you end up fighting once every 3 months. I was fighting 5 world championship fights a year. It made me better because I was on my job. This is not part-time, it's full-time. You get one shot at it. You should not be resting. Resting? You rest when you sleep. If you want to be king, you stay on the job right the way through it. Look, when it comes to training camps, training camp, as far as I understand it, it's not a 6-week or an 8-week or 3-month thing. Training camp is, you start boxing at this age, let's say 17. Your training camp finishes when you retire. If you are taking breaks in between, you've already lost. People aren't going to remember you. And you will never be as good as you could be if you stayed on the job. Gladiating is not like other vocations. It's certainly not a sport. If you think of it as a life and death thing, you'll reach the heights. But if you think of it as a game, you'll get beat. Wherever you go, in any field, especially in boxing, wherever you go, you're going to have someone who's better than you. Maybe 3 or 4 people in the gym who's better than you. What you want to be doing is sparring with those people if they're your weight, because you're going to fight them in 3, 4, 5 years. You're going to fight them. Beat them now. Beat them while you are an amateur. Know that you got the better of them, because spiritually they will know, and you will have an advantage so long as you're training. You have to train. You can't say, well, I beat him in sparring all those years, and so therefore I'll beat him in a fight. No, some people take their foot off the pedal. You can't do that. Everyone is dangerous, especially when it comes to fight time. When it comes to fight time, the person in front of you elevates. Their spirit is engaged, or is supposed to be engaged. It's going to be difficult, but it will be possible. You don't have the mindset that it's possible, but it's too difficult. This is possible. I can do this. It literally is, you have to work it out. What is this guy who spars with me, what is he doing? I've got to be able to do something that he won't do. On Christmas Day, yeah, I think he's going to be actually at home with the family. He's got a big family. He's always talking about family. He's with his family. Well, when he's sitting with family on Christmas Day, I'm in the gym. I'm on the road. That's how you do it. What I did immediately after losing my first fight, I calculated why I lost, or what contributed to the loss. Oh, I was on it from day one, and probably the best thing that happened to me, because it showed whether I was serious or not to myself. Oh, and I was serious. I had made that commitment to who lives within. So it's almost like, well, this is part of my course. Never again will I get hit with a shot and act as though I'm stunned. Because if I do that, the referee again will stop the fight. Can't have that. If I get stunned, I can't show it. Great lesson. Okay, let's see. So it was 1985, October 3rd. So the night before the fight, we went up. I fought a guy called Tim Brown, I believe. The hunger and having to go up there in, a rinky-dink car, having to walk through the food halls in Atlantic City. I can't remember the name of the hotel. Or it may have been called the Atlantic. You walk through the food halls and it's just, you're starving. And you're looking at food that you wouldn't be able to actually eat anyway, and that is too expensive. You're looking at lobster and, all this beautiful food. And you're obsessed with food. You're obsessed with it because you're having to get down to weight. I think I was fighting at 154 pounds, yeah. You're always combating yourself. I'm going to do this. I'm strong. I can do this. I can do this. Yeah. I've been in the gym. I've done my work. I've done my road work. I can do this. I can do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. You're in a fight with yourself. You're in a competition with yourself. It's not the opponent. If you can overpower your doubt, you can win. I kept that philosophy and I went unbeaten for 10 years. Hey, seemingly I'm just a guy. You can do it if I did it. It's about state of mind.